the last Premier League fixtures of 2024 are just around the corner, and Liverpool have cemented their place as number one at the end of 2024. 42 points from 17 games, still only lost one. I mean, it's pretty impressive, only dropping 9 points so far. Arsenal leapfrogged Chelsea after Chelsea drew with Everton and then lost to Fulham very late on. During that space where they only picked up 1 point, Arsenal picked up 6 and got back into second place. Forest, 4 wins on the bounce. If anything, they're the form side at the moment over the last 5 games. They've picked up the most points of anyone. And, I mean, 4th place, 34 points, 5 points ahead of Newcastle in 5th. So, very impressive there. And then, we've got a big cluster. Newcastle and Bournemouth on 29. Man City, Fulham, Villa all on 28. Brighton on 26 are in it because they're only 3 points off 5th, but Brighton cannot stop drawing. I think their last 6 games it's 4 draws, 2 losses or something like that. So yeah, Brighton can't win at the moment. Tottenham 12th, Man United 14th with 4 wins out of 4 losses out of their last 5 for both of them, so not great there. Wolves out of the bottom 3, 2 wins on the bounce. The latest coming against Man United, and well, Wolves, out of the bottom 3 already. Only took 2 games, which means the bottom 3 currently are Southampton bottom, Ipswich 19th, and Leicester 18th. So the 3 that came up are the bottom 3 now, which is a shame. I do hope that maybe one of them can stay up at least. I wouldn't put my money on Southampton doing it because they've still only got 6 points and still only won 1 out of 18. But one of the other 2 might be able to get something. But I just think Wolves will be fine. I've said it the whole time. I've said their attack is strong enough. They'll survive. Palace, they've had an upturn in form recently. Everton, they've drawn 3 in a row, but it's been against Arsenal, Chelsea and Man City. So, very strong from Everton. So, Man United might drop into the bottom 3. No, that's not happening. But, yeah, it's going to be tough for any of those 3 to survive. It really will. So, we'll move on to the fixtures. If we have a scroll down, we see Leicester v Man City as the opener. Are Man City really struggling that much that Leicester will get something against them? Now, City, I think, all competitions, it's 1 win in 13? 12 or 13? I think it's 13, so not great from City at all. And, well, strangely, on the right, you can't see it, but they have the top-rated team in the Premier League so far based on player ratings, which is a bit of a strange one. But Leicester, I mean, not great, as you can see. 3 losses on the bounce. They did take the lead against Liverpool, but yeah, that didn't last. City's last 5, it's 1 win, and then their last 4 are 2 draws and 2 losses. So stuff it. City really should win this, but I'm just gonna put it out there and go for a 1-1 draw. Palace, Southampton. Southampton, whilst they're not conceding as many, if we look at their recent fixtures under new manager, it has been a 0-0 draw with Fulham, not bad at all. A 1-0 loss to West Ham. So they've shut out those goals, because if we scroll down, you can see 5-0, fair enough, 1-0, but then 5-1, there's a 3-2, 2-0 against Wolves. So, yeah, they've started defending a bit better. So I'm going to go 1-0 to Palace. Everton, Forest. Forest look brilliant at the moment, but Everton aren't conceding goals at all. If we look at Everton's form, as you can see, 3 draws there, 1 scored, 1 conceded. Tough opponents. 4-0 win, 4-0 loss, but then 0-0, 0-0, lost 1-0, 1-1. So other than that strange Man United loss, there's not really any goals being conceded by Everton. So do I go for another 0-0? Forest don't strike me as a side that are going to score lots. So it'll either be Forest 1-0 or a 0-0. And I'm going to go 0-0. Fulham Bournemouth. Now this one might be a good one to be watching if you go into the game. But Fulham, good result there. I mean, that draw against Southampton wasn't great at all, but if you look at their last fixtures, the Wolves one, I don't know what happened there, losing 4-1 to Wolves, but they drew 1-1 with Spurs, beat Brighton 3-1, drew 1-1 with Arsenal, drew 2-2 with Liverpool, 0-0 with Southampton, not great, but then they beat Chelsea 2-1, so they are really in form. But Bournemouth, if we take a look at them, are sitting just above Fulham by a point. Bournemouth are 6th, Fulham are 8th. And Bournemouth's recent form is looking pretty good as well. They beat Wolves, Spurs, Ipswich, drew with West Ham, beat Man United, drew with Palace. I think this is going to come down to home and away. So if we look at Fulham's home form, 4 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. If we look at Bournemouth's away form, 4 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. Slight difference. It's a tight one, but I don't want to go for another draw, especially with some of the games coming up. So I'm going to go Fulham as they're at home to win 2-1. I'm not convinced by that. That could go anyway, but Spurs Wolves goals. Although Wolves look a little bit better defensively at the moment, they haven't conceded, have they, under the new man? 3-0 win against Leicester and 2-0 against Man United. But Spurs just concede goals. I mean, just look at this. 4-3. We'll forget about cup. Well, yeah, 4-3, 1-1, 5-0, 4-3, 6-3. It's crazy. So we'll go for a 2. Will Spurs get anything out of it? Yeah, they're at home. We'll go for a 2-2 draw. West Ham Liverpool. I'll go for Liverpool to win this 2-1. Villa Brighton. This was a cracker a few years ago, wasn't it? Where I think a lot of people expected Brighton to win and Villa went and beat them 6-1. Again, tight fixture. A lot of these games look tight. And Brighton are drawing a lot recently. Villa not in particularly. 3 wins, 2 losses in their last 5. 9 points out of 5 isn't bad. I'll go for a 1-1 draw there. Ipswich Chelsea. I have to go back up, sorry. Ipswich, yeah, 4 losses out of their last 5. They've lost 10, won 2, drew 6. Chelsea did slip up in their last couple of games, but I'll go for Chelsea to win that 2-0. Man United Newcastle. Now, Newcastle are the side at the moment. Forest as well, but Newcastle look strong. They've had a few players back from injury and they are going for it now. 3 wins in a row, up to 5th place. And yeah, 4-0 against Leicester, 4-0 against Ipswich, 3-0 against Villa. So 3 clean sheets in a row. And they've scored 11 in that time. Man United can't stop losing. They beat Man City in the league, but the 4 surrounding that were losing to Arsenal, losing to Forest, losing to Bournemouth, and losing to Wolves. So I'm actually going to go 3-1 to Newcastle, despite I don't believe them being the best side away from home. But we'll go for that. Where are they? 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, not bad. And finally, Brentford Arsenal. We know Brentford at home are pretty bloody good. Second best team in the league, but same points as Liverpool. 22 points out of 9 games, 7 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, and 26 scored, 16 conceded. So expect goals here. However, Arsenal, very strong defensively. Have lost a couple on the road this season, but only conceded 10 in their 9. Are Brentford going to lose again? That's the question, because they lost their last home game and it was their first home loss of the season, 2-0 to Forest. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go for Arsenal to win 2-1 because they're in good form. So those are my predictions for this round. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the new year.